Hey, it's Dan. Welcome back to iAllegedly. Got a good one for you today. We've got 8 new grant opportunities, plus we've got a small stimulus update and a little bit of news for you. So before we get into it, please like, share, subscribe, hit the bell so you get notifications every time we post a video. And please, 2 things. Join our email list, the description's below. Plus, we have the upcoming World Marketing Expo that is coming up in less than 2 weeks. And there are still tickets available for that, worldmarketingexpo.com. Check it out. First things first, as far as the small business stimulus, it is a mess right now. Mitch McConnell today admitted that there is going to be no chance of a vote between now and Election Day. And Steve Mnuchin today said, hey, he'd like to see something, but it doesn't look good, and they were too far apart. But I found something today that is absolutely brilliant, and I wish every newscaster would do this, and I wish that they would call out our politicians and let them know when they're being wrong. So many people are hurting right now. So many individuals, so many small businesses have been destroyed during this time. There are millions of businesses that will never open again as a result of all this, and it's nice to see somebody call out one of the politicians. Take a look at this clip.
Madam Speaker, these are incredibly difficult times right now, and we'll leave it on that note. Thank you so much for joining us.
We'll leave it on the vote that you are not right on this, Wolf, and I hate to say that to you. But I feel confident about it, and I feel confident about my colleagues, and I feel confidence in my chairs.
It's not about me. It's about millions of Americans who can't put food on the table, who can't pay the rent.
And we represent them. And we represent them.
Getting by
and we represent
these
them.
long food
and
lines
we
that we're seeing.
Them.
I know
we
you
know
are.
Them.
I'm just
we
saying.
We represent them, and we know them.
As we say.
We know them. We represent them.
Don't let the perfect be the enemy of the good, as they say.
It is nowhere near perfect.
Madam Speaker.
Always the case, but we're not even close to the good.
All right, let's see what happens, because every day is critically important.
Now, shocking to see Wolf Blitzer call out Nancy Pelosi, and we need to see more of this. We need to see more politicians being called out on both sides about stimulus. This is outrageous that you cannot get money during this time, and these guys, they're infighting because they want this, they want that. You know, it's preposterous right now. So I'm really glad he did that. And here is the beginning of the grants. We've also got some micro grants today, which are really cool. They're small, little tiny grants for you, but take a look at all these resources. I know you're going to enjoy it. I spent a lot of time putting this together for you, and here we go. Up first is the Sky's the Limit grant. This is a $2,500 relief grant for small businesses that have been affected by the current pandemic. And it's really, it's just a great program. They call it the Rise and Thrive Relief Grants. And these are designed for small businesses that have been affected by this, and they want to get this money to you quick. Application process is really easy. You must be based in the U.S. You register as an entrepreneur with their site. Once you applied, you create a campaign page. You say how you would use the money, which is a great process to get into. How would you use this money if we gave you $10,000? How would we give it to you if we're going to raise $5,000? Someone on your team needs to create a pitch video to explain exactly what you're going to use the money for. It's quick, takes 1 to 2 months. This thing also has a family and friends fund. This thing's kind of cool because there's a lot, as I was poking around the skysthelimit.org, there's a lot of different ways that these people are raising money, and they're showing these different companies that were set up on here. So take a look around this thing. I think it's pretty cool, and I think it's a great way to raise money, let people know about your company, and through social media, through crowdfunding, this is a great way to get yourself seen and get this funds raised. Good luck to you guys. They're giving this money to somebody. It should be you. Next up is the Comcast grant. They're going to give $10,000 grants to make free commercials for small businesses that have been affected by the pandemic and the Rona. The average business has plummeted 42%. They've got a few different ways of earning money. These grants are great ways for people to raise money and get help. And they've launched this initiative that's called Rise. So Comcast Rise will help you raise money. You can apply now. Only black-owned businesses are eligible to apply now through, November 28th. Very simple. November 7th is the deadline. Eligibility, at least 51% black-owned, independently owned and operated, registered to conduct business in the United States. You have to be operating for one or more years. So you can't just be a brand new company. The application process is pretty simple, but this, again, leads me to everyone should look at this. All of these questions are things that you should have answers to. So take a look at this grant, and this is one that you should have, a file for. Good luck. Up next is $90,000 in grant funding in Grant County, Oregon. This is Stephanie LeCue, and she is in charge of the Oregon Rain program and giving this money out. This program had available funding of roughly $60,000 that's still open, and they just added another $90,000 to it. You can get a grant of $5,000 through this program, and the only rule that they have that I could find is that you could not, it's for businesses that received less than $100,000 in previous grant money or funding, PPP, EIDL shenanigans. You have to also demonstrate that your business dropped 25%, which we all can, and you have to have fewer than 25 employees to qualify for this money. They're giving this money to somebody. This is a very simple application process, and you reach out to her directly. But again, this leads me to other areas. If there are programs that you've been denied for already, go back to them. Look, reach out to her, call her, or ask her if you know somebody in this area. Somebody's getting this money. It should be one of your friends or you. Now, up next, Boulder City, Nevada. They have a grant program for small businesses that were hit by the Rice-A-Roni, and they have $190,000 to give out. And again, you must have a physical location in Boulder City, must have less than 20 employees as of March 15th of this year. It must have been in business before September 15th of last year. Okay? Grant money pretty much can be used for anything. Okay? Application process, you guys, I went through this. It's pretty simple. Okay? What they want, I love this because this is the type of grant program that is really fairly simple. When you press the application button, here's where it takes you. If you have 1 to 10 full-time employees, you can get $5,000. 12 to 20, I like that. If you have 11, you're kind of screwed. 12 to 20 employees, you can get $10,000. So check it out. They're giving this money to somebody. But again, look at your city, look at your friend's cities, share this with yourself and other people. City of Pearland, Small Business Recovery Grant Program. And this city has dedicated $800,000 of relief funds to be distributed at the beginning of November 2020. Annual gross revenues, you have to have more than $10,000 in sales, less than $2 million in sales. Limited to businesses that are retail or commercial with a certificate of occupancy that remain in the city limits of Pearland. Now, business must be established 1 year prior to March 1st, so that would be March 1st of 2019. Only one business owner per business may receive a grant through the program. Franchise is eligible if the owner owns one location. So if you own 15 Subways or 15 sandwich shops, you are not getting this money. You've got to, follow certain rules that they have, which is fairly simple. The application process started on October 12th. It ends October 26th. And they're going to pre-approve and have a selected lottery for this program, which is very cool. And this got me thinking of what other grant programs that were out there through this program, because this is the registration process is handled through a company that's not ran through the city. So that's what led me down to find more grants. So check this out. Now, I had never heard of the city of Pearland before I did this research, and the thing I found out was that they were using a company that administers their grant, which led me to find this. Now, the Peerland grant led me down through a search to find Lyft Fund. Lyft Fund is a company that handles grants for municipalities, cities, states, different areas, and they have many different programs through the Lyft Fund, okay? And, check it out. They've got all these different cities in Texas here, but it got me thinking, who else do they, offer programs through? So check this out. You've got all these different cities in Texas. Then you've got Georgia, Kentucky, Mississippi, Missouri, El Paso, Louisiana, Arkansas, Florida, McAllen, Laredo, South Carolina, Tennessee, Oklahoma. If you're in one of these cities, this is for you. Plus empty in the United States. I've never heard of empty. So, but check it out. Plus, they've got a basic application plan that you should look at too, because this would be a great program to follow to get your finances down. So if anybody ever asks for this, this would be a great program to have. So check it out. I think that you'll find this to be a good resource. But Lyft Fund, it's pretty cool and covers a lot of different areas. But look around and see what's available in your area. Now, the thing about these regional and city grants like this is that, take a look at your own area. You'd be surprised how many times something gets offered and they get 300 applications for something that they only have 100 spots for. Then they start going through the applications and people don't qualify. So take a look at it. Plus, let me show you the micro grants. These are really cool. These are small grants. A micro grant can be as little as $500. But these two that I found, these are ones I've never heard of before, and they're very cool. The first micro grant is the Pollination project. Now, again, micro grants are generally small grants, $1,000, $5,000. It can even be a few $100s. But this one, starts at $1,000. You can get up to $5,000 with this grant, and pretty simple application process. They've done this thousands of times for people, and they've got all these different simple eligibility requirements that I walk through and just try to take a look at. But the idea with a simple program like this is that it's free to join, it's free to check this out, and the annual budget, for the organization must be less than $50,000 in sales. Total cost of the immediate project must be less than $40,000, which it sounds like they can get you $40,000, but they want influential products going to do good in the society. You're able to receive a wire transfer. You have a bank account. You have PayPal for you to get the money, which, God, I love hearing that, how they want to pay somebody quickly like that is great. And then, here's what the opportunities are. Here's what they fund. Non-profits. They want companies that are simple. Give you all the different, they'll give you financial training. Very simple, really cool program. And Pollination Project. Sign up for this between $1,000 and $5,000. Check it out. The link will be below. The next micro grant is the Stardust Startup Factory. Apply for a micro grant. You can get up to $2,000. Remember, Woody Allen said 80% of success is just showing up. Within the focus areas, your product must be tied to one or more of the focus areas. Setting goals, actionable within a year, no other limits. I mean, pretty cool. They don't want you to have some startup that's going to be, a dream. So basically, this thing will fund something that is pretty cool. What is the project? What is the problem you solve? What does my project mean for the future? What's new and different about the project? How does my project link to the bigger dream? How much money do I need? $40 million. These are just really simple. Here's how you show the format of your proposal: short films, descriptive infographic, written paper with images, or a PowerPoint less than 15 pages, which everybody should have a PowerPoint, short, sweet. Whether you're going to raise $2,000 or $2 million, you should have a short and sweet PowerPoint when you do it. So the application process, pretty simple stuff, guys. I went through this whole thing, standard, and again, Great way to get $2,000 and fill this out. Good luck to you guys. I hope you found this all informative and useful. Again, continue to look. If you've applied for a grant, there's a bunch of cool stuff that's coming up in the next few weeks that I'll bring up again. But if you found yourself applying for something and it's full, go back and look. See if there's funds available. Sometimes they get X amount of dollars, and like that one that you saw earlier, they threw another 90 grand in there for people. So they've got to give the money to somebody, and it should be you guys. Be resourceful, be kind to one another, and I don't care who you're going to vote for. I really don't, okay? There's nothing any of us can do to convince the other side right now. Everybody's made up their mind. They just need to vote, okay? So my rule is with my friends and family members and kids, you can't complain if you don't vote. So vote, okay? Good luck to each and every one of you. Please like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to join the email list. It's down below. Don't forget World Marketing Expo. You know the code to get the free tickets, okay? There's still a few left. So check it out. I will see you very soon, and reach out. Good luck to everybody.